Here at Australia Zoo, we have two different species of crocodilian, our saltwater crocodile and our American alligator. And today I'm going to be having a little bit of a yarn about what's the difference, which is probably one of the most common questions we do get asked here at Australia Zoo. These guys are known as saltwater crocodiles. Now, unfortunately, saltwater crocodile isn't the best name due to the fact that they don't just live in the saltwater. They get that name saltwater crocodile because they have the natural ability to metabolize a little bit of salt through their system, and they actually have a salt gland on their tongue that they can excrete the salt and flush it out of their body. Males can get upwards of 6 meters. That was the largest crocodile ever recorded over in the Philippines, and he was a 6.17 meters and weighed over a ton in weight. Most of them get to be around that 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5 meters potentially. Females only get to be around 3 meters, and that's probably a pretty large female. Generally out in the wild, they are solitary. There'll be a male that will own a section of the river. No other males will venture into there, otherwise it will become a bit of a territorial battle. So the biggest way to tell the difference between an alligator and a crocodile is the snout. So a saltwater crocodile's got a bit more of a V-shaped slender snout, where an alligator's got a bit more of a chunky sort of U shape. You can also tell by their feet. So American alligators have webbing on their feet on both front and back feet, where saltwater crocodiles have only got them on their back feet. They're not as big as saltwater crocodiles. They only get to be, for a large male, 4 meters, and that's a very large male. Not many actually get up to that size. They're eating smaller food items compared to our saltwater crocodiles. Fish, turtles, crustaceans, little mammals and birds as well. Our saltwater crocodiles are taking down large pigs, kangaroos, potentially water buffaloes. Besides the alligator, all crocodilians are more found in the real warm, tropical sort of air. They like that really nice warm temperature to be able to function. American alligators can withstand freezing cold temperature. Alligators are a lot more of a social animal. You can find a lot more alligators in one small body of water. A lot more males will coincide with each other. They're not as territorial as what our large saltwater crocodiles are. Crocodiles are probably one of the best ambush predators. They have evolved to have got what we call these pressure receptors. So all along their body, they've got these little black dots. They're called ISOs that are everywhere from their jaw all the way down to the tip of their tail, so they can feel something very, very small at the edge of the water, and they slowly hone in on that little vibration. Could be something like a kangaroo or a pig. Then they'll use that big muscular tail to power themselves forward. Then they bring that food item back into the water. If it's a large food item, what they'll do is they'll stand up and they'll head shake, breaking the food item up, or do a little bit of a roll to get it off its feet. They have got what we call a palatal valve, so their tongue sits up so that no water goes down into their throat. But when they're eating their food, they have to sit up out of the water, and then the valve drops and the food slips straight down into the gut. They're able to move through such shallow water with no detection at all, using those osteoderms along their back. It creates currents and countercurrents. They've got upwards of 3,000 pounds per square inch of closing jaw pressure. So as you can imagine, if they get hold of a kangaroo or a pig or a wallaby on the chest, it's all over straight away. They have the same ISOs or pressure receptors that the saltwater crocodiles have, except they don't feel as much vibration as what the saltwater crocodile would. They're not doing as much of the hunting like how saltwater crocodiles will slowly hone in on a little vibration at the edge of the water. Alligators do that, but not as much. They pick off a lot of turtles in the water along the bottom, a lot of fish as well, crustaceans, and a few birds and small mammals. Crocodilians, especially saltwater crocodiles, well, all crocodilians in general, they are some of the best mums out there in the world. What will happen is once they've done their courtship and the female becomes gravid, she can have anywhere between 45 to 50 plus eggs. They lay their eggs in the wet season, so they make a nice big mound. It can be anywhere between 85 to 90, 95 days of incubation period. She will guard that nest with her life. Alligator's nest is pretty much identical. They also lay their eggs in the wet seasons. Just like with the saltwater crocodiles, when they are trying to mate, the female pretty much takes care of everything. So she will make the nest, she will protect the nest, and then once they hatch out, she will protect the young. There's a natural thing within their brain as soon as they hatch out of an egg to know to tail walk. the mums, even though they protect them up to 6 months, she doesn't actually teach them how to hunt. They have to find their own food source. So they will hang out for the first couple of years in and around the reeds and the mangroves, eating any insects or any little birds, little fish, anything like that. They will use that muscular tail to propel themselves out of the water and get that nice easy food source. Now, it doesn't stop there. As they grow, as they get bigger, they will just eat larger food items. It's pretty unique to think that crocodilians are distributed between so many different countries or continents throughout the world. Saltwater crocodiles, or crocodilians in general, have been on the planet for 65 million years. So they've been here a lot longer than we have, and they have evolved over that time to be able to hunt and survive through some of the most incredible times throughout the evolutionary period. It is absolutely incredible that they're still on this planet.
Watch out! Whoa, 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 whoa. Danger, danger, danger. I thought you clicked on that. Now, whatever you do, don't click on it. That's danger, remember? No clicking, no clicking.